I got one last thing I want to ask you, right? As far as where we're at today, 2024, this is a major year, election year. You know, right now, you know, it's kind of like people seem like they don't. It's hopeless in a sense as far as the choices that you have. Me and Red, we working on something, you know, like the great debate, because right now we're looking at where it's at. Like, we're trying to figure out who should be running this country, right? What do you say to your followers, to the people who vibe with you, and you know what I'm saying? How do you guys deal with things like election? You know, when it comes to your spirituality, religion, and things like that, how do y'all make these decisions, knowing what you're dealing with in this type of environment?
Romans the 13th chapter says that it's high time for us to wake out of sleep. And for so long, up until 2024, we sleep. Our people are asleep. So sleep to where we're still trying to decide who we're gonna vote for. And I need people to pay attention. They putting in that bill an automatic draft. You know why they putting that automatic draft in there? Because Russia got ships in Cuba. China building a base, I think, either by Panama or Peru. And so that automatic draft means from 18 to 26, bye-bye, young man. You are now going to be automatically drafted because America knows what's coming to this place. So now what we got to do, if I'm saying from a spiritual perspective, Zephaniah 2:1 says, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. This is the greatest time ever. If y'all having that great debate, the great debate should be is, how are we going to put aside our differences so we can have a conversation about dealing with this upcoming war? Because that's what's coming. What's coming to America is a war. Russia ain't playing. Russia is playing straight. If I could sidebar with a little bit of humor, I don't know if y'all saw Cardi B response to the.
Yeah, I saw her. She said these niggas can't fight. These niggas be on the internet.
Cardi B said these TikTokers.
These niggas
can't fight.
I got a surprise.
Yeah, she said.
You said them
This
niggas
who
ain't
you gonna
coming.
get the fight? She said the Russians is climbing mountains to go to school.
I was crying.
Yeah,
That's deep. That's deep.
that was deep. But now I'm gonna get back to it. Shout out to Cardi. So, but this world's war that's coming is gonna be the greatest test to blacks and Hispanics, because we think getting high and having fun and twerking and watching all these videos is gonna be the way, but it's about to get hard out here. And if you ain't with no brothers and sisters that know how to deal with it, like let's say when that war come, food gonna be scarce, money gonna be scarce, everything gonna be scarce.
Protection.
Yeah, protection gonna be scarce.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to find protection. You're gonna have to find food. You're gonna have to find a source that's going to be able to protect you. And that's what ISUPK, what we've been preparing for since 1969. So I would say, brothers and sisters, man, y'all better wake up. You better clean yourself up and prepare for what's coming, because another scripture, Ephesians the 6th chapter say, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. So while they rocking us to sleep with every drug they can find, the principalities, meaning the Russians, the Chinese, the African nations, the Israeli-Palestinian war, the Americans, they're preparing for something way more bigger, and that's rulership. Rulership is what they're looking for. They're looking for, Russia wants to rule and be the #1 global power. The only way they do that is to get rid of the United States of America. That's it. You think they got them boats in there for some test run? They do not. And you could be fooled. The only thing, Cardi was right when she wasn't right necessarily with the mountains, but she right about them Russians don't play. And they don't. If they'll attack their own, meaning them Ukrainians, for sure they're going to attack them too. So that's what
In your humble opinion, who will rule more righteously?
Out of who?
Out of the bear and the eagle? Russia or America or USA, these Edomites?
Wow. Damn, you put
because these are the Orthodox.
Now I gotta figure Edomite.
They roll with Orthodox. These are they acknowledge the Black Christ.
Right. So I would say on the face value, the Russians would be better.
Okay.
We've seen America. America allows every foul spirit to exist. There's not nothing you can't do.
If I were to say, if we were to just strip it down and say, at the end of the day, we acknowledging ourselves as a spiritual nation that is on a spiritual mission. And as much as, we are into vanity, as much as we into easy living and stimuli and whatnot, under the rulership of the Russians, I feel that man will be able to evolve and to elevate and get in a right persona, whereas they're about discipline. They're about, really, they utilize sacrifice for growth in these countries and whatnot, from what I've seen. Even with China to a degree, even though it's heavy-handed, it deals with more of a spiritual growth. If you follow the tenets, it's going to make you a better man, a better woman, a better practitioner. It will help you to dissolve of karma. Being in America where everything is a go, this is Sodom, for real. This is Babylon. We are descending as a people. This is not set up for us to evolve. Maybe a few will make it, but that's not how the government is not set up to encourage the people as a nation to move in lieu of spiritual laws. Even when you look at Islam and Sharia law and how heavy-handed they are, although it's uncomfortable. Women is like, I can't have my titties out, or dudes is like, I can't be zesty and stuff like that. Still in all, when you really look at it, if you are on a spiritual path. Now, if you are living for the flesh, and if you are here just to be, rolling in the mud like a mortal, but if you're on any type of spiritual path through any school, you would look at these hard, heavy-handed dictatorships through the lens of somebody who can say, as long as I'm not slipping, and as long as I'm not living a lie, and as long as I'm not basically living wayward or backwards, I'm good. That won't affect anything, any of the laws that they're putting down. It won't affect me. It would just make me more of an ironclad believer or follower. How do you think about that?
Okay. The first question was easy to answer. The second,
layered.
Yeah, no. I don't mean like that. The second question, a little different, because I don't think our people can survive being under the subjection of any other race of people. I think,
agree.
You know what I mean? I think the only cure for us is for them same spiritual minds that you said, is to establish something of our own, even if we're all indifferent. Right. There's something in the Bible called the wilderness, where the Lord gonna take all the black people and we're gonna put them in the wilderness, and while we're in that wilderness, that's where we're gonna collectively organize and structure. Right. So it could be all of us in this room. We're not set on every set belief that we have, but when we get in that wilderness, we establish it, which is kind of what you're saying. Right. But they're establishing it for us to be set apart from everybody else, not to go and be under somebody else. Like, after these hundreds of years of being under one tyranny, right, I don't think it would benefit us to be under another tyranny.
Let me just clarify the statement that I made. That idea that you just interjected is something that I would say, if there were to be a decision between the slave master in America versus the Russians and their ideology based off of who they recognize us to be, and knowing what we've been through, and knowing that the 60s, when our people were waking up in the 60s, it was based off of them connecting with, and they were calling them communists. That goes back to the 40s, and all of that. So Russia, to me, would be more susceptible to tell melanated people, guess what? You could be ruled under your own vine and fig tree. We will, as long as you can prove that you can govern yourselves, we won't rule over you. Similar to what you see Russia doing in Francophone Africa and whatnot, with these countries that are just freely getting their independence and whatnot. They're not ruling over them. They're ruling in tandem with them. They're saying that we'll help you with infrastructure and we'll cover you with, military support, but we're going to let y'all do what y'all got to do. You know what I mean? So I do feel like we have a lot just as a nation, to prove to other developing nations who do have power, because we can't be so arrogant to look at a China or Russia or any of the BRICS nations and say that y'all must obey what we're saying and respect us, right? When we have to show them that we qualify as people who they won't say, well, you know, these are wayward people who are as bad as these people that we're trying to put down, these demons that they have surrounding them. But yeah.
If we free from the bonds of America, we would automatically dominate everything on the planet Earth. Because even under this bondage, look at what we do in hell. Like, we built a lot in hell. Like, America has been nothing but hell. Chris Rock made the statement that said America is like the uncle that paid your way through college but molested you. That's how it's been for black people. But even within that, we're able to build. The prove part is the only thing I disagree with, only because we've been proven since we've damn near existed our whole life. My history of being an adult is we got to prove ourselves to somebody else.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So if that proving is out the way, I still would probably, it's hard for me to just trust a white man that he would hold to his word. And that's just based off of American history. Right.
I got trust issues.
With white folk?
With all European Nordic tribes.
Right,
I have
that's what I'm
trust
saying.
issues.
Like, that trusting.
There was a video with the guy named Grant Cardone. He was being interviewed by Vlad, and he talked about the colors, the different colors of the races. He was utilizing the color, that structure, that color-coded structure, where people think when you say white people, they're talking about complexion, and they're talking about status, really.
Right, they're talking about
So
status,
he identified the Indians, and he called them the brown people, as being on the top of the totem pole of power and prestige in America, based off of, I'm guessing, the Meridian household and stuff like that. So he said that they are on top. The Asians would be on the bottom of that, and then the Jew, who he identified as a race, with their knot under that. Then he said the WASP, the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, or what they would call the American white man and whatnot, he's right there in the middle. He's the buffer. Under him would be Hispanic and then black. What he did was he showed that, they identify each other through the color races, through the races. Basically, I belong to the white race. We're in a race, like a marathon, and it is my duty as a racist of this race to see my race win.
Exactly.
I could do business with yellow, red, any of these crayon colors, but it is right, and they call that white nationalism. There's many names for it. That's what Trump is running on. America first is race first. This whole thing about we got to look out for us. Make America great again. We not you will be a traitor to the race,
right,
if you are found to be helping these people win their race.
Right.
You could take pictures with them, you do business with them, but they help as long as they're helping you win the race. Right? So the people who own the record companies, the ones who own media, who are amplifying the messages of black people or brown people, as long as what they're doing is helping them win that race, their people say, keep on. You're making money from it. You're helping them go in the wrong direction. You're not giving them the cheat codes on how to win the race against us. We don't have no problem with it. So I don't trust anybody running the race against us.
Right.
It's impossible, because if you trade on your race, even if I meet you at the finish line, it's like 2 Chainz and BMF with the Miami boys.
Right.
You gonna get spanked, you know what I mean? Because you a snake ass. I can't trust you. You traded on your own. So for the bedwenches out there, you know what I mean? For the niggas for Trump out there, for everybody that's trying to trip each other up to help these people win the race, I would say that you a traitor of the highest degree at this juncture in the war.
Yeah.
Or at this juncture in the marathon.
Yeah, I think that what you're saying is such a heavy point, because I don't have a problem with Cardone feeling that his race should be superior. I mean, that's his he's supposed to. Like, I wish that my people would adopt the same concept, because Cardone does not work with black people. He work with them.
That's right.
But he work as long as it betters his.
Right.
Me, everybody know I'm about my people first, My business, I work with Arabs, I work with Africans, I work with whites. And Red Pill know what I feel about them Africans.
That's right.
So, but I work with them because it's business.
That's right.
It's not like when you talk about hate, you can make it emotional. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Or the hate could just be I hate what you did to my people, so I'm gonna be about my people. I'm gonna love my people and put them first. Right. And we can all let's all run the same race. If black people figured that out, we would be Usain Bolt. If they figured that out. And Usain Bolt's still friendly with the people he racing against, shake their hands and everything. He just won. And black people need to know what it feels like to go out and run. And we will run for everybody else. Yeah, don't worry, y'all about to run in that draft. Y'all gonna be running y'all ass in that damn draft in America, man. Lord, I'm glad my oldest boy is 5. He'll be 5.
Mine's a 16.
Lord, man.
So the conversation
is real.
It's real, and I'm looking at all of the fathers now to say there is no more play time. I mean, the stakes are high at this point because they involved my future.
Yep.
You feel me? I'm reading the writing on the wall. People are trying to utilize all of these talking. Oh well, the Senate didn't pass and all. Listen, you don't know what you looking at.
The fact that it got to that point.
That fast. And every army is utilizing this same type of tactic. Russia's doing it. Israel already has it. 2 years mandatory with everybody. You got to get your hands dirty. These are useless eaters, like Cardi B called them. These is TikTok niggas who stay at home and do the dance with the hips and whatnot.
That's right.
They don't, you know what I mean? Right. So they have in this new bill immigrant males and citizen males. That's what's in the bill. So when you saw these standing armies coming through the border, now you understand what the hell that was. They are going to incentivize these people to either fight or leave.
You know what they're gonna do too? All them illegal immigrants now gonna get citizenship so they can go fight.
They are gonna get citizenships once they deputize them. It is from the old playbook.
Yep.
They are going to have a defunct front line of people who don't even know no type of English fighting against robots and all kind of stuff. It's about to get ugly. So what we're going to establish is a debate forum where we could begin to hash out not differences and whatnot, solutions.
Yeah, let me know. I'll be.
I'm letting you know that you could be the first signee, brother. Brother, let's get this paperwork out because I'm dead ass.
Yeah,
like you're gonna be the Hulk Hogan to the league. Like we're gonna correct what was done improperly and whatnot, and we're gonna do this thing the right way because at the end of the day, I'm not a politician. I don't deal with these bipartisan politics of blue and red, Democrat or Republican. I'm not playing that game. You know, the only person that I would even endorse would be somebody like a Cornel West, a third party. But it's time for us to govern ourselves. We need an initiative. Right. We need govern of our mental. No old white men is going. I'm done with that. I'm hanging that up. If the people don't want to have a conversation about who is guilty of poisoning our people in the last 2 years, if they don't want to take that up with the world, if they don't want to indict, you know what I mean, if they don't want to run these charlatans out of town who are out here poisoning people, because people are dropping every day. You feel me? So I'm good on all of that. The world is looking at us right now. So I do feel inside of our race, we owe it to ourselves to redefine black excellency, right? We have to redefine black governance. We have to redefine an agenda. They put out something called Project 2025. It's 900 pages. They went in, bro. The shit reads like The Purge. It is a right-wing Christian organization that is going to kick into order the day that Donald Trump is inaugurated. You feel me? They have everything and they have it properly laid out, 900 pages. They literally did not miss any stone unturned. So with the bright minds that we have, and like you said when I walked in, yes, with the idea of conscious community 1.0, that everything comes to an end, right? But the resurrection of what will come out of those ashes will have to be a movement that truly is more so a network than a community.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? Who could take the power of what we see taking place in the digital realm or what in cyberspace and bring it into a physical node, the real world. You feel me? And build something and establish something and really make some moves with this next, with this next run that we got. You feel me? Because there are people out there doing things, but no one is being tested and true as of yet. I would say I can't point to anybody to say that's the formula and that's the way right there. And this person is showing how to do it. It's too scattered. You feel me? This shit is about, I would say that the whatever Polight, whatever the ideology that he interjected, whatever that virus was that he put into the community, even though he may have been removed, the virus remains. Okay, people have been compromised and they're still out here trying to flex and floss, and they're worrying about the wrong things, and they don't think that they have to do anything anymore. They just have to show up on Instagram and shit like that. That has to be challenged and broken down so we could build this shit back up. So yeah. And salute to what y'all doing for standing strong, standing righteously, standing on business, and remaining what I would say would be a light in the community where people could see character and integrity. Now, we saw characters coming out of YouTube. These are characters. It's a difference between people with character and these fucking characters. That's Looney Tune, that's Disney, where that's Goofy, that's WWF. We saw characters, but we didn't see people working on their character, integrity. You dig what I'm saying? Virtuosity. These are the things that anybody from any community of any age demographics, from the babies all the way up to the elders, that's what they need to see. And that's the only thing, that's the only real wealth that could be measured moving forward. That's the true spiritual bank account. All of this other shit that these niggas is running around with, that's what made it fall. So yeah.
I appreciate it too, bro.
Real talk. And I just want to add on brotherhood and unity.
That's it.
Seeing you guys always together and continuously building. So with that being said, Captain, I gotta say too, thank you for the for the creams. I had to get the product is amazing. My wife, she love it. Like she like, damn, you smell good. Where you going? I'm like, it's just the natural. This is she like, what you put in your cologne? I'm like, nah, it's the natural shit right here. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely gotta say thank you for that. But thank you for your continuous work. What is the last thing you want to leave with the people out here?
No, man, I just want to leave, man. Like I said, I'm Captain Tazaryach of ISUPK and the Commander Jenny Hanna. We are the children of Israel. You Black, Hispanic, Native Indians, we are the true brothers. To echo Red Pill's, like, your spirituality is the most important. You control your spirit, you control your flesh. And in this time, the drugs that you take is only temporary. You're still going to have to live. You better mark these times, look at these signs, brothers and sisters, and it's time to wake up out of sleep. I'm not telling you to drop everything that you're doing, but you can make some changes in your life. We got schools everywhere. If you go to ISUPK.com, we got any school you want near you, whether you in Atlanta where I'm at, New York, New Jersey, Cali, Chicago, Indiana, Wisconsin, Alaska. Wherever y'all at, we got a school. So just make sure y'all hit us up. I appreciate Knowledge to God bringing me up on this interview. It's always a pleasure.
No, I appreciate you, King. One love.